Question 16. What we've got here is part of a circle. So imagine this kept going round and it was a full circle all the way around. That's the way to visualise it. And we're asked to work out the perimeter of the sector. So the perimeter all the way around the shape. Well, we know that's 9 centimetres here because that's the radius and that's the radius. So we've got to work out what this value here is, the arc. We're going to need to use the circumference of a normal circle. So if the radius is 9, then the diameter would be 18. So pi times 18, we're just going to put 18 pi down. You can put the full decimal if you want. Now that is the full circle. So what I'm now going to say is, if I want 1 degree, so say I just wanted that much there, say 1 degree, I'm going to do 18 pi divided by 360. So then if I wanted 40 degrees, I'd do 18 pi divided by 360 and I'd times it then by 40. So 18 pi in your calculator divided by 360 and then times it by 40. You then get 2 pi. So this here is worth 2 pi. So then the perimeter is equal to 2 pi plus 9 plus 9, because it's the distance all the way around the shape. And to 2 decimal places then, that will be 24.28 centimetres, and that's the 2dp. Question 17, the length of a perpendicular line from P to QR. So what we have to do here is P down to the line here. So we're looking for that. So what can we do then? Well, what do we know first of all? We've got a side, we've got an angle, and we've got a side. Now that telling us then helps out that we can actually work out this other side. Now that may be useful to us, it may not. Side angle side means you can do one of two things. You can either do the cosine rule or the sine rule, or the angle, the area, sorry. So we're going to use the cosine rule here. So that one works out, it's on the formula sheet. X squared, which we're looking, is equal to 10 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 lots of 10 times 13 cos of 50. So 10 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 lots of 10 times 13 cos of 50. So another thing to be very careful of here is that you have it in degrees mode, because I just didn't then, that's why you saw a pause from me. So you've got to make sure it's in a little d on your calculator. Now we then square root that to give us what x is. So we then get 10.09. So now if I know this is 10.09, I want to work out what this distance is. So this distance up here is y. Well, what would be fantastic is if we could work out this angle here, or this angle here. We could use trig to work out what y is. So I've actually got an angle now on another side. Now I've got an angle on an opposite side, so I can use then sine, the sine rule. Now we're looking to find out this angle here, q. So it's going to be q, or sine q, over 13, the opposite side, is equal to sine of 50 over 10.09. So we times the 13 up, so I get sine q then is 13 sine 50 over 10.09. So 13 sine 50 and divided by 10.09 gives me sine q is 0.986. So q then is 80.6 degrees. Now, I'm just going to rub out all of this now, because sometimes these questions get quite complicated, so at that point then I would redraw this sketch here to say that we now have 80 here. I know this is 10 and I want to work this out. So that's the opposite, that's the hypotenuse, and that's the adjacent. So we have no interest in the adjacent. So I use so, car and tower. We've got O and H. That means using sine. So it's sine of 80.6 is equal to the opposite, which is y, over the hypotenuse, which is 10. So y then will be 10 sine 80.6. Which then gives us 3 significant figures, 9.87 centimetres. Our final question then is a proportion question. So we've got the force F between two magnets is inversely proportional, so it means 1 over the fish sign, the square of the distance between them. So we change the fish sign for an equals k. We have x and f, so f is 4 and x is 3. Times the 9 up, so we've now worked out what k is, which is 36. 36 then comes back into this area here. So we've then got a formula that connects us f equals 36 over x squared. So k is now done. Calculate the value of f when x equals 2. So when x equals 2, f equals 36 over 2 squared. 36 over 2 squared, which is 4, then gives you 9.